Hi all, my name is Mark Boulay. I'm one of the teaching team for this unit, and I'm very much looking forward to working with you all over the coming semester. If you want to find out a little bit more about me, I believe there's a link on the Moodle page for this unit, which you can use, and that'll go to the Monash Sustainability website. I work for the Monash Sustainability Institute as a sustainability education practitioner, and I'm also there doing a part-time PhD project which looks at education for sustainability in the higher education context. My role in this particular unit, I've got responsibility for 4 of the weekly modules, and those will be coming up at various times throughout this semester. I'm also going to be running 2 of the optional face-to-face sessions that'll happen on a Wednesday evening at Clayton campus, and for those of you that come to those, I look forward to meeting you then. And then obviously I'll be meeting the rest of you and chatting with the rest of you on the discussion forums that happen weekly, and I'll be there for all the discussion forums related to the modules that I'm running. So that's a little bit about me and my involvement with this unit, but let's get into what this week is about. And the question that is driving this week's module is, what is sustainability? The overall unit is called Deepening Education and Sustainability, and it's important for us to explore what this concept sustainability actually means, and that's very much the aim that I have for this particular week. Because sustainability, or the concept of sustainability, has a bit of a problem in that it's quite a vague term. It's used by different people in different contexts differently, and yet its use itself has a number of both hidden and explicit assumptions. I googled the term sustainability, and on Google Image, these are some of the common images that I found, which show for many people sustainability has often a particular environmental or a green agenda, but obviously it can be much broader than that. And as people interested both in sustainability and education, we have to start to explore this concept and broaden our own understanding of it. And that's what I hope you'll be doing for this particular module. So there's 3 main things that I'm wanting you to get out of this week. The first is a chance to explore this concept of sustainability and to get other people's perspectives on it and to be a little bit more critical about what it means. The second is to spend some time thinking about what sustainability means for you, both personally and professionally. And then, as a bit of a bridge to the following week, is to start thinking about what does sustainability mean in terms of education, and what's the relationship or the dynamic with education as well. So those are the 3 things that I'd like us to be aiming for and getting out of this week. And the learning tasks that I've set, or the learning activities that I've developed for this, there's 4 main ones, and you'll see those on the Moodle page for this week. You'll be looking at a video, you'll be doing some readings, you'll obviously be going through the learning tasks, and then you'll be using those to inform your participation in the discussion forum that's associated with this week's work. And I'll go through some of these different elements in a little bit more detail now. So there's 3 things that I've pulled together to help you look at this concept of, or look at this issue, or this question of what is sustainability in a little bit more detail. The first of those is I'd like you to look at a video lecture by a colleague of mine at the Monash Sustainability Institute. His name is Jeff Rose, and Jeff does a really nice job of unpacking the more commonly used definitions of sustainability and exploring some of its different dimensions. So I'd like you to have a look at that. The video doesn't go for more than 4 minutes, 5 minutes at the maximum. The second thing I'd like you then to do is to read 2 papers that again are available through the reading list, and you'll see what those are on the Moodle page. The first of those is an essay by John Huckle called Even More Sense and Sustainability. And in this paper, John critically looks at a sustainability education program that's been developed in the UK. And I really like this paper because it gives us a sense of the different perspective and emphasis that people bring to the concept of sustainability. So John looks at this sustainability education program and unpacks it for you. So it's actually a really great resource that you might want to find out a little bit more about. But the different dimensions of this program, John then actually picks apart and critiques. And what he's trying to do is broaden the way that this program uses sustainability to include what you might be able to call more of a political, cultural, or even a values dimension to sustainability. And he uses that to critique the way that this program tries to include and educate people around sustainability issues. So that's the first of the readings that I'd like you to do. The second reading is what could be considered to be quite a classic paper by a Canadian environmental educator called Bob Jickling. And Bob's paper is called Why I Don't Want My Children to Be Educated for Sustainable Development. It's a useful paper to read because, again, for a unit that looks at education and sustainability, it brings a philosophical lens to both of those two concepts. So what it forces you to do is think a little bit more critically about what we mean by education, as well as what we mean by sustainability or sustainable development. And it talks about the problems of how we conceptualize these and the difficulties that we might have when we talk about these things as if they were real objects, when in actual fact they are quite vague definitions and concepts, which again mean different things to different people. And he problematizes the idea of education being for sustainability, or in fact education being for anything. So those are the two papers that I'd like you to read. Don't worry if some of the language is a little bit tricky. It's a new language that I certainly struggled with when I first started reading these type of papers. Again, what I want you to use these for is to challenge and hopefully broaden your own ideas of sustainability, and particularly in the context of education. I have put in an optional video for you to watch if you have time. It's a video which came out of a workshop that some colleagues of mine at the Monash Sustainability Institute developed from a workshop with the Yorta Yorta people on climate change adaptation. Now, the Yorta Yorta people are an Indigenous group that live in northern Victoria in Australia, and this video really nicely highlights how this group of people view sustainability. Because one of the problems with sustainability is it's often viewed through a very much a Western mindset. And obviously there are other cultures on this planet that might look at these issues in very different ways, which might complement the way current definitions of sustainability are, but it may also create some problems, particularly when it comes to engaging people around sustainability. Remembering obviously that sustainability is an issue that requires a whole of community and in fact a whole of society response. And different people based on their own social and cultural context are going to view this differently. So I like this video for bringing yet another lens to this issue of sustainability. And if you have time, I'd love you to have a look at it. It's a little bit of a longer video. It's about 15 to 20 minutes, but it's well worth having a look at. Then I'm keen for you to take the readings in this video and actually to hear what you think. And the learning tasks ask you to unpack this in 3 ways. The first thing I'd like you to do is write a short paragraph on what sustainability actually means to you, both professionally and personally. The second thing I'd like you to do is then have a conversation with a colleague or a friend and ask them that question as well. What does sustainability mean to them, both personally and professionally? And I'd like you to spend some time thinking and writing as to the differences between your conception of sustainability and the person that you spoke to. The last thing that I'd then like you to do is go to 2 resources on the website which present very much commonly used definitions of sustainability and bring a new critical lens to it that was hopefully informed by the readings and the video that you just watched. And I'll talk to you about what those are now. So the first, and these are both available through the Moodle website. The links are there for you. You just need to click on them and you'll go to both of these web pages. The first of the web pages gives you a chance to have a look at the Brundtland report, which was probably really the first common or global report that looked at this issue of sustainability and tried to give it a definition. Have a look at the report. You don't need to read the whole thing, just skim the chairman's forward even, and think about how these guys are using sustainability. What are they including and what are they not including? And how are they viewing education? And I'd like you to then do the same thing for the Earth Charter, which is the second of the websites to have a look at, which again is a vision, if you like, that was brought together by a group of people from around the world on what they think a sustainable planet could look like and where humanity fits into it too. And again, I'd like you to have a look at how they use the word sustainability, what's included, what's not included, and how education is utilised. So really what this allows you to do is bring, hopefully, a more critical lens that's been broadened by the readings, broadened maybe also by the discussions that we've had, and to be bringing that to some common resources and common definitions of sustainability that are available to us and are often referred to as well in this sustainability debate. And then all this stuff I'm hoping will inform our discussion forums that we have. So please bring the responses, the writings that you did around what is sustainability to you and to someone that you spoke with. Bring questions, bring issues, aha moments that came up for you. I'm interested in hearing all of them. Respond critically but constructively to other people's discussion posts. And I will obviously be throwing my 2 cents in as well throughout this week. And I'm hoping for a very engaged and critical discussion. As Iris urged you last week, please, we're interested in hearing what you think. Don't worry about whether it's technical or complex or deep enough. We're just keen to hear what you have to say. Your experience and where you come from adds incredible diversity and interest to what we have to talk about in this space. So please use this discussion forum to learn and put yourself out there as well. And I'm very much looking forward to reading what you have to say. So to recap again, what this week is about, I'd like you to look at a video that gives some common definitions and dimensions of sustainability. I'd like you to read 2 readings that broaden and critique this concept of sustainability. I'd like you to respond to the learning tasks and then engage with the discussion forum. Again, all of this will be available for you in the Moodle page. If you have any questions or comments, please send them to me on email and I can respond to them then. Thanks very much and we'll speak soon.